Today we're going to talk about money awareness. And you can't fix what you won't face. Hi, I'm Monica, and I am your financial therapist. We talk about a lot of things on this channel, but mainly about money management and eventually getting to the point where you can have your FU money and retire when you want, or at least know that you don't have to stay somewhere that you don't want to stay. I wrote a book called Girls Just Want to Have Funds, available on Amazon from 2023. 4 steps to financial freedom, and I feel like they're very easy steps. And anybody that does those steps will be 75% to 80%, I believe 90, above most of the people that you see, no matter how wealthy you think they are or how well you think things are going in their life. But one of the first steps is awareness. So you're not bad with money, you may just be avoiding it. There's a myth that financial struggle equals failure, but often it's just avoidance that is rooted in fear, shame, or past trauma. It may not be your fault. It may be things that you don't even remember. Number 2, money avoidance is emotional, not logical. How many women ignore their finances, not because they're lazy, but just we're overwhelmed, we're triggered. There's so much going on that we feel like we're in charge of, that we're just like, we'll worry about that next month. We barely made it this month. Let's leave it alone and we'll worry about it later. And that is common for women and men to do this. Number 3, financial avoidance has a cost. Every ignored budget, every unopened bank statement, a bill can even grow into chaos. An unopened bill, like you just don't want to know, you can't make a payment on it, so you don't look. Awareness actually equals power. And I'm going to show you some steps where you can take the power and take the control, and it won't take a lot of time for you, because I think that's what most people, including myself, are lacking nowadays. Number 4, start with a money check-in. And I know that people don't like this, but how do you feel when you think about money? Does it bring feelings of, I don't have enough? I didn't when I was younger? Does it bring feelings of plenty? I have plenty, so I don't have to worry about it? What do you feel like when you think about money? And then what are you afraid to look at, if anything? Are you afraid to look at the bills? Are you afraid to look at your retirement account? Are you afraid to look at the balances that you owe? Not just the amount due, but the balances. So many times, even in our life, when we were buying a home, they told us the payment we could afford. Or you might be buying furniture on time and it's, oh yeah, we can afford $186 or $399. We can afford that in our budget, instead of, is this worth it? Could we save up and pay it off and not have a payment? Number 5, your money story does matter. And if you have a significant other, both of your money stories matter, and they're both impacting how you're getting along in your finances today. And we all know that finances are one of the biggest reasons for divorce. So if you can get that in order, you're going to take a lot of pressure off of your marriage, if you're lucky enough to be in a marriage. If you're single, you're going to take that financial pressure off getting into a relationship. Shame keeps you stuck. You may not have done well with money up to this point, but grace sets you free. Just instead of judging yourself or in judging your spouse, be curious. Be curious, like, why did I overspend? Why do I do that when I take the kids school shopping? What's wrong with me? Is there something that I've done in my past or been subjected to that wasn't even my fault that makes me this way? That's the first step in trying to be able to change. And that is one of my professions, as a mental health nurse practitioner. And so there's a lot of psychological issues behind money. Track your spending, not to restrict it, but to observe what's going on. And sometimes people need to do that for a couple months. Just jot down every single thing that you're spending on. Many times people use debit cards now, which is easier even to take a look back on it. I don't know how many times my kids just don't have cash on them. So I know that that might be an easier way to track what you're spending on. It's not so you judge yourself, but it's so you decide, is that where I want my money to be going? If that's where you want your money to be going, if you're spending $700 a month eating out, which is easy to do right now with inflation out the roof, but if you're spending that much a month and you're putting $150 in your retirement, is that really what you want to be doing? Or are you putting nothing in retirement when you have a match on your money from your employer and you're spending $500 or $600 a month eating out? Is that where you want your money to go? If it is, that's fine, but just be aware that that's where your money's going. You're eating your retirement in an essence. Awareness of what you're doing leads to alignment. So once you know where the money is going, you can start aligning that with your values. Like we're going to set a limit that we will eat out $300 a month, and we're going to have to use some coupons to do it. We're going to have to go on Taco Tuesday if we want to do that Mexican place, and everybody's got to do this and drink water. So you've got to align your money with your values. You're telling your money where to go. You can't out hustle what you don't understand. So getting aware of what the mental psyche is behind your money spending and your significant others is vital. See what kind of memories or what's going on there and why you do what you do now. That's the only way that you can make change if you want to make change. And I want you to celebrate the courage it takes to face your finances, because you can go and just make it paycheck to paycheck like so many others. Even people that have very nice homes and very nice cars in the driveway, they go paycheck to paycheck. They're one paycheck away from a bankruptcy. I'm going to call you to action now. When was the last time you looked at your bank statement without flinching? And what's one thing you've been avoiding financially? It could be, I'm going to tease it a little bit, but it could be even just knowing how much we spend eating out a month, just knowing it. So I want to encourage you to do one thing to try to understand your finances a little bit better, and then get back with me in the comments and tell me what that one thing is. If you like this and you want more steps, hit like, hit subscribe. Let's do this together. We're on a financial journey. Finances encompass so much of our lives. The earlier you can start, the better. And I'm here with you for the journey. Have a great day.